Hello, everyone, and welcome to Pick a Stack Wednesday. This is take number 2. I actually started this hours ago, and I got interrupted, and I just kind of gave up. So apparently I wasn't supposed to do it till now. So whatever that means, I guess we'll find out. The backdrop today is all about abundance. This salt lamp is called a bowl of abundance. And then I've got the clear quartz. These are single terminated, beautiful clear quartz wands here. They're sending the abundance to everywhere around the world and apparently to the whole universe. I don't know what solar system this is, but I don't think it's ours. But it's all about abundance today. So open your hearts, get ready to receive. If you're not familiar with Pick a Stack, this is what we do. You think of an idea, an issue, or a question about your own life, about somebody else, about an event, a situation, the whole world, whatever, it's up to you. And then you pick a stack from the image. This is stack number 1, stack number 2, stack number 3. And I'm going to do the video reading for it, and hopefully it resonates with you. Also, if you feel like picking 2 stacks or all 3, please do. There's no rules here. You're in charge. You get to do whatever you want. So having said that, let's start with stack number 1. Stack number 1 has a fabulous Sedona Red Jasper. I'm going to put it up here so you can see better contrast. Sedona Red Jasper. It has a gentler and slightly more feminine energy than other types of red jasper, making it especially good for mothers-to-be. It offers steady, energetic support and grounding during emotionally intense periods of life. It can magnify our own love and courage and can help us to relax and feel confident about the future. It also encourages us to grow up in whatever ways we need to and to be prepared to take on new responsibilities and social roles. It confidently reminds us that we are ready and we are worthy. It promises us that we will be up to the challenge of handling whatever life throws our way. Very interesting that my guides chose that for today's reading. So that is your stone. And your first card is from the Spirit Song Tarot deck, and it is the King of Shells. Now, in this deck, most decks you have, the elements for the suits. In this deck, you have shells for the water or cups suit. So this is also like the King of Cups or the King of Water. And you have the wonderful seahorse. Now, everybody knows that the seahorse carries the young. In other words, he is the responsible adult taking care of others. And if this is you, if you are being the responsible adult taking care of others, good for you. If you're not, is there something you're supposed to be doing? Now, this can go one of 2 ways. Is there something you're supposed to be doing, or are you doing too much? It might be that you need to think about what you're doing and where you're at right now in your life. There's a lot of craziness going on. Are you taking on too much, or are you not doing your share? Whether that's family, relationship, work, wherever. So maybe you want to look at what your social role is. Okay, so that's interesting that we had that stone and then we have this card. The second card is from the Grand Luxe Tarot. And I think we know the answer to the previous card. Look at this person in the 3 of Swords. Do you think they're maybe a little tired? I think so. So are you taking on too much? This is not the image of somebody being lazy. This is somebody that is just truly exhausted. So it makes me wonder if you are taking on too much around the house. Is your mate or your partner or your roommate not carrying their weight? Are your kids not carrying their weight? Are your coworkers not? In other words, what's going on in your life that is causing this? You do not need to carry the weight of the world on your shoulders. Okay? That's funny that we have this background. Here's the weight of the world right here. You don't need to carry this. This is not how you're supposed to live your life. We don't come here to spend an entire life living this picture right here. Okay? It's great for people to be responsible and helping others, but if you're doing it at the expense of your own energy, that is not what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to be filling your cup, and then when it's overflowing, you share what overflows. But you got to fill your cup first. And if everybody filled their own cup, guess what? All of us would have full cups. And it's up to us. It is not up to us to rely on another person to fill our cup for us. I mean, unless we're a small child. But if you're an adult, you need to be filling your cup. And it doesn't look like that's what's going on here. So this might be a little wake-up call to fill your cup. Yes, you can help others, but you got to help yourself first. Okay? Self-care, self-nurturing. That means eating healthy, getting the right exercise, taking time out for yourself, take a bath, take a walk, meditate, yoga, whatever makes you happy. Let's do a little bit of that, okay? Recharge your batteries. So your third card, I have to actually look at the box because I can't remember which deck this is. There we go. So your third card is from the Ascension cards Oracle deck by Diana Cooper. And it is the Fire Dragons. Now in this deck, there's no picture. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to read what's on the card. This is actually what the back looks like, and they all look like that. Dragons are fourth dimensional elementals. They can access and transmute heavy vibrations that angels cannot reach. By the way, this is card number 7. Archangel Gabriel oversees Thor and his fire dragons. You are asked to send out fire dragons, supervised by Archangel Gabriel, to consume negativity in places and auras, and then ask Gabriel's angels to replace the lower energies with a shimmering diamond of pure light. Call on a fire dragon to transmute any stuck energy in your own aura and to light you up at a higher frequency so that you can radiate enthusiasm and joy. And then each of these cards has an affirmation. And this one is, I invoke fire dragons to clear my path to ascension. Interesting that we have candles today to represent the fire dragons. Now, if this is you and you've got all these responsibilities at home, at work, wherever, and you're getting exhausted like this, go ahead, call in some fire dragons and have them transmute those low frequencies into high. Ask the dragons, ask the angels, ask your spirit guides and guardians that work with the light to help you. Ask human beings in this reality to help you. I feel like, and this is not for everybody necessarily, but I feel like for a bunch of you, you're taking on too much and you're tired. So let's recharge our batteries. All right. Wow. Well, there you go. That is stack number 1. Recharge your batteries and do some self-care, people. Yes, you can change the world, but you got to recharge your batteries first. All right. The second stack crystal is called Pietersite. And I don't know if you're going to be able to see how amazing this is. So it can be shades of golds, browns, even little flecks of red, but blues. This one has some really pretty blue in it. Like I said, I don't know if you can see that, but if you were here, you'd see these beautiful flashes of blue on blue. So I'm going to read the card for you. Pietersite, also known as the Tempest Stone, has swirling colors in the mineral that can look like a storm. It is said to hold the keys to the kingdom of heaven. Oh, is that all, huh? It's protective when driving in bad weather conditions and calms nervous people and animals during storms. It can guard homes and businesses against storm damage and act as a shield against the adverse effects of technology, particularly if you work long hours with a computer or live near a mobile phone tower. Pietersite supports the healing of illnesses that arise through confusion or unfulfilled desire for rest. It is particularly effective with all respiratory problems. So basically, this is the crystal we all need to be carrying right now in these crazy times. Respiratory illnesses, those towers, and it's still spring here, so that can be storm weather too. So that is Pietersite. And your first card for stack number 2 is from the Spirit Song Tarot. It is the Two of Feathers. I think it's always interesting in this deck when you have something like the Two of Feathers and it's something that doesn't have feathers. But feathers are all, they represent air, and air represents change. And so you have this little lizard guy. I'm not sure if he's a lizard or a chameleon. Maybe he's a chameleon. He's the only color, only real color in the whole card. But they're all about change. If they can, if it's a chameleon, it can change its color to match its background, and that's its camouflage. So the Two of Feathers, the Two of Air, this is all about two things coming together or two people coming together, something coming to you, but it's the coming together of two things. And it's also about balance. If there's change going on in your life, we have to find balance. And if you look at this little guy, he's on this little branch here, and I'm sure he's balanced, but if I were on a branch, it would not be about balance. It would be about me clinging to the branch for dear life. So if you've got something going on in your life, which most of us do right now, depending on when you're listening to this, if there's not balance in your life, maybe you need to take a look at your life and figure out where that balance is off. It can be masculine, feminine energies. It can be up, down, left, right. It can be anything. Is it at work? Is it at home? Is it with your relationship? But this is all about change. So keep that in mind too. There's an imbalance going on while this change is going on. Hopefully that makes sense, but let's see what the next card is. Maybe that will clarify. This is from the Grand Luxe Tarot. Ooh. Okay, so this is the High Priestess. And the High Priestess has a beautiful owl right there. The High Priestess represents the spirituality. So is the imbalance part of your spiritual journey? Is the imbalance so that you can learn to find that balance in your life? Is it spirituality versus this earthly realm? Only you can answer that question. But this card, which is a major arcana card, she's the second, well, actually she's card number 2, which is the third card in the major arcana because it starts with 0. She's a really powerful card. This is a message from the universe, and it's talking about your spirituality. Where is it at? Is it in balance? If it is, great. Good job. you get, a gold star. But if it's not, maybe look at, are you meditating? Are you reacting calmly to certain triggers? Or are you reacting not calmly to certain triggers? If somebody's trying to push your button, are you inside yourself enough where you can go, oh, okay, yeah, they're pushing my button. I can let that go. Or are you overreacting? So there's some kind of imbalance in your life, but it has to do with some spirituality. Okay? It's a really pretty card. And, interestingly, the Pietersite stone holds the keys to the kingdom of heaven. And here you've got the high priestess. So, wow, talk about an affirmation on that one. Your third card is from the Ascension card Oracle deck. And you have card number 52. And it's Mother Mary's aquamarine mantle. Now, there's no picture other than what's on the back, and they're all the same. So I'm going to read this card that talks about Mother Mary's aquamarine mantle. The wondrous universal angel Mary radiates her high-frequency aquamarine light throughout the universes. She spreads compassion, empathy, kindness, healing, and love. Mother Mary suggests you open your heart and offer everyone who touches your path these higher qualities. Then she will grace you by placing her aquamarine mantle in your aura. You are reminded that there is only love, so there is nothing to forgive. As you wear this mantle, you become a force for healing and light, and the angels will sing blessings over you. Wow. The affirmation for this card is, I wear Mother Mary's mantle of love and enfold others in it. That's beautiful. So this all ties together. You've got this high priestess, you've got Mother Mary energy, you've got balance, and you've got the stone that holds the keys to the kingdom of heaven. So just do a quick little check on yourself. Am I missing out on some balance somewhere in my life? Am I getting enough sleep, enough exercise, good food? Am I taking care of myself? Because if I'm not, well, maybe now's the time to start. I highly recommend going outside, especially if it's nice. All right. The third stack. If you chose stack number 3, your stone is rainbow obsidian. And I'm not really sure how well you're going to be able to see the rainbows, but rainbow obsidian is, this one's not cut in the shape of a heart, but a lot of times you'll see it cut in the shape of a heart, and then there's a rainbow inside the stone, and it goes heart-shaped as well. This one is just sort of an abstract shape. So let's see, rainbow obsidian. It can act as a bridge between the dark and light places inside of us whenever we are ready to do important personal work. It resonates with the heart and root chakras, but can also be used to cleanse all the chakras. In physical healing, rainbow obsidian is thought to be useful when treating conditions of the heart. That makes sense. Rainbow obsidian is known to be useful in unclogging any blockages and encourage better overall bodily functions. Some healers use this stone to resolve issues related to hardened arteries. Sorry about that. I guess my phone was being noisy. It can resolve issues related to hardened arteries, broken bones, bruised muscles, and the circulatory system. It is said to be an especially useful tool to ease general tension in the body. So that's another good stone to carry. By the way, when you're carrying crystals and stones on your body, and not as jewelry, try not to carry too many of them in any one place on your body, because They can pinch your skin. They can leave dents in your skin. And sometimes they're just not that comfortable for your body. So, wearing one here, one there, or maybe even two here and two there, especially if they're smooth, is okay. But just be careful. Your physical body really doesn't like to have sharp and pointy stones on it all the time. And there's a story behind that, but I'm not going to tell it. All right. Your first card is from the Spirit Song Tarot deck, and it's the Two of Crystals. Now, interestingly, we already had a 2 card. We had the 2 of Air. This is now the 2 of Earth. And it's represented by this cute little kangaroo. The 2 of Crystals, wow, this is weird because stack number 2 was all about balance. This is all about balance. Think about the kangaroo. The kangaroo is hopping on its back legs all the time. It doesn't usually go down on all 4s, so it's on 2 legs, just like we are. Of course, it has a tail for balance. We don't have that. But, if they didn't have that tail, they could accidentally go one way or the other way. Kind of like, some of us when we're walking and not paying attention. If you're walking, look at your phone, or you're talking to a friend and all of a sudden there's a curb and whoops, yeah, lost my balance. Or if you're walking my dog, there's a loss of balance all the time on that. But this is all about balance, and it's also about being adaptable. And with what's going on in the world today, adaptability is huge because there's so many changes going on. There's changes in workplaces. There's changes in people's attitudes. There's changes in relationships. There's changes in the weather. There's changes. People are moving. There's so many changes. And so being adaptable is really, really important. Having this tail here is like a rudder on a boat. If you didn't have that, you'd just be like bumping into stuff left and right, but you got this rudder. So where's your rudder? Where's your tail? And I hope you're laughing at the image because, wow, it'd be really cool to have a tail. I'd love to have a tail. I'd want to have like a long cat tail. Cause I think they're kind of cool, but whether that actually helps balance me out, I don't know. So emotionally, where's your tail? Even physically, where's your tail? Are you balanced? I still think that's interesting that stack number 2 was all about balance and stack number 3 is about balance as well. But now, having said that, the next card from the Grand Luxe Tarot is this gorgeous Queen of Swords. In stack number 2, I talked about the High Priestess. So that was all about spirituality. This is more grounding. This is more physical balance. It's almost like stack number 2 is about the higher realms, like 5D, and stack number 3 is about 3D. And, we're kind of stepping back and forth between 3D and 5D. And it can be difficult sometimes because, like I was saying, sometimes we're walking and all of a sudden we kind of trip because we forget we're in 3D. If our head is in the clouds, we're in 5D. We're working on our spirituality. We forget how to walk or how to talk and walk at the same time. We forget that we have to feed these bodies. We forget that we have to exercise them. So stacks 2 and 3 are all about the spiritual body or 5D and the physical body 3D. And this card here is to remind us that yes, we are in this third dimensional reality, but we are powerful. I mean, look at her. This is somebody who's been there, done that. Her sword is pointed up, so it's ready to be used. It's not just hanging down at her side. It's ready to be used. And she's there to defend her people. She's there to stand up for her people. And she is not really a figurehead. I always think of the queen as like the stage manager of a play. She's the one that makes sure everybody has what they need and they're ready to go. They've studied their lines. They know where their markers are. They have what they need, and okay, go. So she's got, her eyes are very focused on everything that's going on, and she's ready to use her sword if she needs to. But again, this is physical world, okay? Whereas stack number 2 is spiritual world. This is physical world. So if you chose this stack, this is all about paying attention to what's going on in 3D. And maybe what you need to work on is talking with your guides and your angels. How do I deal with 3D when I know I'm working on 5D? You know, can I have some reminders on what I need to do to take care of this 3D body? Or how to put up with all this stuff that's going on in this third dimensional world. You know, how do I get through my day-to-day living when there's all this craziness going on? So talk to your guides and guardians. It's going to be different for everybody. I mean, I can tell you meditate, do some yoga, exercise, go out in nature, and go inside yourself, be calm. But that's very general, and it's going to be different for each person. So just know, though, that you are this powerful being. I mean, you got the sword. You're ready to go. So you create your reality. You know, when I say that to people, sometimes they're like, no, I didn't create this mess. Yeah, actually you did. And I created the mess that I'm in. And that person over there created the mess they're in. We can call it a mess, or we can call it our utopia, whatever you want. But we are the creators of our realities. And we also create how we react to everything that's going on. Okay? So I'm telling you, you are this powerful creator. Don't ever forget that, because you got your sword, you got everything you need. So let's create the best reality possible. All right, your oracle card is from the Ascension cards deck, and it's card number 49. And it is the Ascended Master Retreats card. Now, there's no picture other than what's on the back, so I'm going to read it to you. The great masters of Earth have had incarnations, mastered their lessons, and ascended. They are disciplined but compassionate, for they understand the challenges of being in a physical body. Now, some people ask me, okay, what's an ascended master? An ascended master is, for example, Mother Mary, Jesus Christ, Saint Germain, Buddha, Kuan Yin. Okay, so these are the beings that were here in a physical form at one point, and they have ascended to a higher realm or dimension. Okay. This is an invitation to visit in sleep or meditation those ascended masters from whom you wish to learn. In their retreats in the inner planes, they teach their skills and knowledge to students. You can absorb this at an etheric level and start to bring the wisdom into your life. If you feel a resonance with particular ascended masters, ask them to guide you. And the affirmation for this card is, I walk with the ascended masters. Now, one of the things I do recommend to people all the time is meditating right before you go to bed. Because, first of all, you're going to have really good sleep. And second of all, we're very susceptible to communication when we're just falling asleep or when we're just waking up. So if you're meditating right before you go to bed or right before you go to sleep, you're going to have better communication. And set your intention. If you do a prayer, do that. Set your intention for what you want to learn while you're sleeping. Same thing in the morning before you get up. Right when you first wake up and you're not out of bed yet, set your intention for the day. Set your intention for, the time that you're going to be awake and up. what kind of day you want, what you want to learn that day, how you want to feel. Thank the universe for, strength and love and compassion and forgiveness and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But if you do it at night before you go to sleep, set your intention for what you want to learn, where you want to go, who you want to talk to. And then I always say, and thank you for allowing me to remember it in the morning, because, a lot of people remember their quote dreams, end quote. Not everybody does. But if you state the intention that you want to remember, then there's a greater chance that you will. So definitely set your intention that you want to speak to and with ascended masters like Buddha, Jesus, Mary, Kuan Yin, Saint Germain, or whomever. As long as they're somebody that's living in the light, I say go for it. I do not encourage people to call in beings from the dark unless you want to have some issues. All right, so that is Pick a Stack for today. I hope this resonated with you, and I send you all blessings of love, light, peace, joy, happiness, success, divine health, and namaste. You will see me soon. Thank you, everybody.